Let's try that again. My microphone is working. I have an app on a really old phone. This is an old iPhone 8 Plus that I use only for recording. And it's called Stream Deck, like the app. And I'm able to mute my microphone, which I'm not going to tap. But if I tap it, the only way I could tell is that the bar's not moving. Anyway, so it slipped past me. It's working. Let's just get into this. It's not like what I had to say was all that interesting to begin with. I love this channel to death, and I want to try to really be more active and talk about things that are all things wrestling. So, Lena Fanine, also known as Nia Jax, deactivated her ex-Twitter account after numerous slanderous comments made against her in regards to her Survivor Series 2024 performance. Predominantly, I think, about the chair shots. I'm going to have a link down below in the description box. As somebody who I admire so much, like I love this guy. I've been privileged a couple of times to speak to him briefly. He probably wouldn't know who the hell I am. Like, he wouldn't remember me. Sergeant Slaughter remembers me. Karrion Kross remembers me. So does DDP. That makes me feel special. But this guy, he doesn't remember me. Anyhow, that's not even the point. He breaks this down. My voice crack because I'm incredibly sick. I never get sick, but when I get sick, boy, it is some messed up shit. Credit to, obviously, Stevie Richards for his video here, his breakdown analysis. And I want to take a few snapshots of his video. And hopefully he doesn't mind because I'm crediting him. It's not like I'm making money off of him. I'm not that good to be making money for myself from other people or whatever. So what happens here is really quick because my other video was really long and it was long. It was like 11 minutes. It's like, what the hell was I going on about for 11 minutes? So at one point, Nia Jax, who I've critiqued, and you should be allowed to critique people. It's when you slander them beyond belief. Oh, you piece of shit. Why don't you go to AEW? Why don't you retire? I mean, ultimately, yeah, it's rude, but you should be able to say what you want. I personally, when I know of someone being a decent human being, I try not to be a jackass. And yeah, I used to say, you know, Nia was reckless. She was careless in the past. She really was. And now she's a believable champion, in my opinion. And if you don't agree, you know what? That's okay. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. That's the beauty of this world. It doesn't matter if it's politics, which, believe me, on my politics channel, things get a little bit more goosey over there. So we have Naomi here that gets up as she was supposed to, and he does the diagram. Now, she's grabbing the chair to go to the back. You see, I didn't know that there's a ban on chair shots to the head. I kind of thought there was. I just wasn't sure. I wasn't fully 100% aware. And that explains why when Nia Jax went to clobber Naomi on the back, Naomi turned around and did two mistakes. First of all, she turned around. She wasn't supposed to. Then Nia Jax whispered something. Said like 3 words. No, get down, or no, turn around, or just something. And because they got to communicate. It's really important. And for me, even though Stevie Richards was like, oh, this was awful, and it was, kudos to Nia Jax for protecting Naomi, because when you're in a match, it's live, you've got multiple competitors in the ring, things can get a little bit goosey. And even though wrestling is scripted, it's not like every single move is rehearsed. Like, okay, remember now, I'm going to bonk you against the ropes, and when you get up, make sure your back is to me so I could clobber your back. Naomi must have forgotten. Whatever. Poor ring awareness. And she raised her hands like this, exposing like her knuckle, like the bone and all that. Really, if anything, she should have gone like this, but she didn't. But then Nia Jax did something that was commendable. To me, it was commendable. And instead, she decided to clobber Naomi. Oh, Jesus Christ. Clobber Naomi, but like on the side, like she went to hit her and said, nope, that's not going to happen that way. And to me, that's, are you fucking serious right now? And to me, that it didn't do this the first time I recorded, honestly. Anyways, you probably already watched the match. Yes, it was awkward, but at the cost of protecting Naomi. So I can't fault her for that. What we can fault her on is just the overall situation, that it shouldn't have happened to begin with. Naomi shouldn't have turned. And the fault, the anticipation that you should have been able to make, I'm trying to get to the point here, I'm having a hard time, is think 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead. Nia Jax should have kicked Naomi in the gut to make her go down so she could clobber her over the back. I'm sorry. Is what she should have done, but she didn't. And we could see it here very briefly. We'll eventually get to that. Right there. She went, oh, no, not going to happen. Can't clock you in the head. So then she turns it around and you know, swings at her side. So yes, it was a terrible chair shot, probably one of the most awkward ones I've ever seen. But in the end of it all, it protected Naomi, because she could have just been like, fuck it, I'm a clobber this motherfucker over the head. And she just didn't do that. So to me, I have to commend Nia Jax for that. I really do. But at the same time, I could easily just sit here and be like, oh, you should have done this. You should have done that. I'm not a professional wrestler. I was never a professional wrestler. I was in martial arts. I used to compete, but that's a completely different world. Stevie Richards has competed in wrestling. He knows what's up. And, yeah. So anyways, it's really sad because they really, really went off on her to the point where she said, you know what? Fuck this shit. And I'm just going to close my account. Now, she could very easily just reactivate it. And that's it. I did the same thing, like, oh my God, years ago. But for people to say, how is it that a heel of all WWE stars, one with almost a decade of experience on the main roster, is demonstrating such weakness, the wrestling business totally cooked? I don't agree with that. Then Dave says, time to leave WWE. So many other stars for a title run. Nia doesn't perform well. Her mic skills are bad. She's the Santino Marella of the women's division. I mean, to me, she's not Rhea Ripley, but she's holding her own. I really am proud of her. I am. So again, I guess the main takeaway is, yeah, you should be able to criticize and then back up why you're criticizing. Like, why did I used to just not like Nia? It wasn't a personal thing against her. I don't know her. But she was prone to injuring people, so they let her go. She comes back and she's a completely different woman. She doesn't seem to be a terrible person in real life. She seems to be safe. Makes a little goof up. So does Naomi. She's not just the only one to blame in that situation. And in the heat of the moment, oh shit, no, not like that. Let me just... Right? Instead of kicking her in the gut and then whacking her in the back. So there you have it. 8. Oh my God. At least it's a few minutes shorter than my other video. So that's all I wanted to share with you. I do have another video I want to talk about maybe for tomorrow. Especially when I'm rambling on for like 5 to 10 minutes on just one piece of wrestling news. I want to talk about the alleged rumors. Spoiler alert, he didn't retire. Logan Paul. I might make a quick video on that. Like I said, I am passionate about this channel. I know it's not that great. But I do give it my all honesty. Honestly. It helps if I could speak properly. And anytime there's any type of thing that goes on, even if it's on social media, but it's relating to superstars and whatnot, wrestlers, whatever you want to call them, I want to cover it because it's been made to be a big deal and it shouldn't have been a big deal. You should have seen the people just going off on her too, but about her weight and you're too much of a slob. You shouldn't even wear the title. That's why it's always on your shoulder. You can't even wrap it around one of your thighs. Like the stuff that I see is unbelievable. Same thing with Piper Niven. Holy cow. People are really trying to cook her up. And it's sad because these are genuinely good people. If they're bad people, screw them. Say whatever vile thing you want. But when people seem to be decent people, remember, just because they're a heel, they're portraying a character in the wrestling world, this doesn't mean that these aren't real people behind the screen, right? These people have feelings. Clearly, she has a hard time dealing with the negativity. So she says, you know what? Piss on it. And now my video is as long as the other one. God damn it. Thumbs up if you like the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. And I'll bend it in half, twist it, give you the solo Sakoan spike in the back end with Nia Jax doing a moonsault flip from the top of the cage, landing on you. It'll break it right off. I don't want to picture that. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally that would be great. But if not, trust me, I get it. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.